Justin, how have you sort of assessed the week after the draw?
Oh, we reviewed it like we review all games. It was a game of momentum. We were disappointed with the probably 40 minutes after half time, so we reviewed that pretty heavily and got some things we can improve. Yeah, but it was a pretty similar review to most weeks.
I was going to ask you about that 40 minutes you mentioned at your post-game presser.
Mm.
Reflecting on that a few days later, how do you where do you think it sort of fell down? What was the messaging? Where was the problem that ended up not playing where you wanted to be?
Well, felt like it was more our mindset. When they had momentum, we were a bit safe. Didn't drive at the game like we did didn't drive at the game, didn't go at the game like we did in the first half or late in the game. So we've been pretty consistent team this year. I think outside of the West Coast game, we've put a pretty consistent brand out. Our challenge now is to make sure, or to put a consistent 4 quarters out. There's been periods of games, 40 minutes on the weekend. Some of those periods have been a little bit shorter than that, but there've been periods in most games where we've let ourselves down and we haven't played the way we want or our brand of footy. And usually it comes down to how we embrace, absorb the opposition's pressure during those moments. So, that was highlighted in those 40 minutes on the weekend.
You threw Switter in the midfield as well, and you provided a bit of a spark with some pace. Is that something you might look to do a bit more regularly, not with just Switkowski, but just guys, Freddie, when he comes back, a bit more pace through there?
Yeah, it was probably something we did a bit more last year. We've probably we probably feel like we've had enough inside mids in the team throughout the year. But just with their nimbleness around stoppage and their speed, was something we went to on the weekend. It's always an option for us. Probably, Switter's been a little bit in and out with his games missed with concussion and that, so we haven't had that continuity with him either. So, we'll keep exploring those options.
How would you describe that leadership that Alex showed by, looked like he was almost on the wing at that stage anyway, but he apparently turned to Luke Ryan and said, right, you're going forward, and he said, nah, you go. It was almost...
Yeah, well, it's probably a little bit slow to get the right sign up, so looking for that. Luke never goes. We wanted aerials. You wanted a bit of aerial presence, and Pierce is one of our best aerial players. So he's got that opportunity now. Coxie's not in the team, so usually it's either Coxie or Piercy. Piercy and Luke and our high half-back's got that organised really quickly. So shows the maturing of the group that they don't need a sign from the bench. They're already on it and had it organised before the sign went up.
What's your thoughts on Alice Springs, and have any of your players played there?
A few, yeah. Some of them actually played cricket there, weirdly enough. Jacko's played there with Melbourne, but it's going to be pretty fresh ground for us. We've only played there once as a club years and years ago. So it's in new surrounds and new ground and good challenge that we're looking forward to.
What's the feedback on the ground itself? Has much changed structurally for you then?
No, not really. It's a pretty big ground by all reports. A little bit longer, a little bit wider than Optus. And no grandstand, so the eyes keep going, which makes the ground look bigger sometimes. And by all reports, there's pretty picturesque mountains in the background. Jacko told me the other day. So we'll get there, captain's run, have a look around, and it won't affect the way we play that much. But new surrounds, and it's something we'll have to get used to.
How do you reflect on the Demons this year, and I guess areas of concern?
Oh, well, the midfield's still clearly a strength. Gawn, their inside mids, scoring from stoppage, denying scores from stoppage is one of their strengths. And clearly a good defensive team. They haven't lost any of that. So with their back line and the way they defend as a team, so they make life pretty tough for the opposition.
Are you concerned then for Jai? And I'm interested in how you're going to handle this, because it is hard to regain your confidence while playing in the AFL, particularly deep like that. Is there a chance you could rest him, or?
Well, that's the assumption. He's lost confidence.
It certainly looks like he's lost.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of confidence in his kicking. But we can get that back. He's got a lot of evidence to suggest he's a good shot on goal. So that won't take long to get back. Bit of confidence in front of goals, but his confidence in his game is actually growing. St Kilda game a couple of weeks ago, he did a lot right to get 6 shots on goal. So take the positive out of that. And then, last week obviously didn't convert early, but he's playing on a really good defender and, brought a heap of balls to ground and competed his backside off. So, he might be a little bit lower on confidence in front of the big sticks, but the confidence in his game's still there and strong.
You're backing him.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
How's Sean going in terms of, I guess, he's still building into his season after injury, taking on Maxi. I'm assuming that Luke's going to play a big role in managing those minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to tag team that. Spoken about Gorn and their stoppage work. He's a really influential player for him. Sean will be better for the hit out last week. You're always better after the first run. So, he's moving well this week. He said he's recovered really well. So, expect him to take another step forward.
Are you a bit disappointed you're not playing the Demons at the G? I think you've won 2 of the last 3 games against them there.
I think, we've won our last 2 there against them. A little bit disappointed, but we feel like we travel well, and just because not at the G, still playing the same team, and still think we'll be a red hot chance.
How's Freddie?
Yeah, he's good. So clearly the last box for him to tick is to get through main training and then recover well from main training. So, but all things are looking pretty positive.
With the week that you've seen from him, are you confident that he'll get through today?
I'm confident, but it's always a little bit of a question mark. Yeah.
On Gorn a few weeks ago when they were here against West Coast, we saw them put a lot of work into him away from the ruck physically. How is that something you look at doing as well, getting some guys in there just to make sure they put a bit of body on him?
No, it's not something we've done historically. We feel like we've got 2 genuine rucks in the team that can tag team him and hopefully wear him down that way. So, that's probably the way I would go.
What about the conditions in Alice Springs? What are you expecting weather-wise?
Well, looks like it's going to be 20 degrees and sunny day, so not too many concerns about the weather.
If Freddie comes back and Erasmus super form in the waffle just has to keep knocking on the door, is that your message to him?
Yeah, there's still areas of his game he needs to improve on. And he's been prolific in winning the ball. And he's been playing as a midfielder at Peel, and to get his opportunity and to give him the best opportunity, it probably needs to be a midfield role in our team open up. So, we'll keep looking at it. He's doing a lot right, obviously, as you mentioned, and we want to reward form, so we'll keep looking at opportunities for him.
And Boss is the same with the forward line?
Probably. Really pleased with the way he responded last week. He went back, played with great energy, and obviously had an impact on the game.
Just with you've historically been managing minutes with some of the older players, Walters, Fife. Does that come into consideration at all, or are you getting through to the bye without having to sort of worry about it?
Probably getting through to the bye.
With Voss, you mentioned before, he played really well at the weekend. Peel are flying at the moment too. So I think it was Jack Dillon I spoke to the weekend. So the competition for spots is so hot. You must be happy with that though. That there can't be any complacency on your side at the moment.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and feel like we've got depth in all areas. And feel like those players who maybe haven't gotten the opportunity or gone out of the side have gone back and handled it really, really well, and they're playing really good team footy down at Peel, and Adam Reed's doing a really good job at bringing them all together, and they're all playing their roles. So that's putting pressure on the guys in the team.
And obviously, just one more from me. You didn't last night take a pick. Obviously backing Josh and Sebi to come back. One of them to come back for the end of the year. Sebi looks like the front runner at the moment with the way he's training. How impressed are you with his response to the multiple surgeries he's had and the setbacks he's had, considering before that he was pretty well flying for Peel? Yeah,
it's been remarkable, to be honest, how quickly he's responded to not only the ACL but 2 shoulder ops. He's done a fantastic job, and well ahead of time. So looking forward to seeing him tick off the last few boxes he needs to tick off and get out there and show what he can do, because he's been really impressive at training.
JL, how is Sonny going? Just with Debbie coming back, does that put him under a bit of pressure, or how is his form?
Oh, look, we need a little bit more out of Sonny. He knows that. He would like a little bit more out of his own game as well. So we're on the same page there. A lot of things he's doing pretty well. And there's going to be probably more than maybe one or two changes this week. So we'll see how the how it falls for Sonny. But we want him up and going. We probably lack a bit of finish in our front half, and he definitely brings that. We just got to work out how to get him more of the ball and get him more involved in the game. So, working closely with him. We'll see how it falls this week, though.
If he goes out, would he play Waffle or would you rather?
I don't really want to talk about it because I don't really see it happening.